for this?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Reading Time with Jarvis. Normally in this episode, I highlight other books and resources that I have read that have made an impact on my practice. But today I want to highlight for you my own book, Deliver Massive Value. And actually what I want to do is play for you a snippet or two from my audiobook, the sections that have had the biggest impact on my practice. Now, obviously, they've all had an impact on my practice, or they would not have made it to the audiobook. But I wanted to give you a taste of the audiobook so that hopefully, and most importantly, you can take these lessons that have had such an impact on my practice and implement them in your own practice. Because as always, it is only the things that you implement, only the action you take that counts. Enjoy.
The prospect process. It sounds like a lot to pack into one client onboarding system, but I'm about to show you the 6 steps behind the prospect process I've developed for use in my office and still use to this day. When you put them all together, you'll have a powerful system that will refocus and accelerate every step of your client onboarding and transform your business. Step 1, the initial phone call. Before anyone sets foot in your office, it's a good idea to set up a 15-minute phone call so you can screen potential new clients and make sure you're a great fit for each other. It might seem inconsequential, but this call sets important expectations and lays the foundation for the entire prospect process. A single 15-minute call can save both you and your prospect from wasting a great deal of each other's time. When prospects call your office for a meeting, have your team say the following. Before having you come into our office, let's schedule a quick phone appointment to see if we are potentially a good fit for your needs and to describe our process for helping you evaluate our firm. And then, precisely at the allotted time, you will call the prospect, introduce yourself, and ask, "Is now still a good time for you?" Then, when they tell you it is, you open by passing them the mic. How can I be of most assistance to you today? It's a small thing, but by introducing ourselves like this, we're getting their opt-in to the entire prospect process right from the very first word. They're getting on the ride with you willingly, and they're giving you permission at every bend in the road to keep the ride going. That's why the prospect doesn't ever feel like they're fielding a hard sell, because you're making sure they are aware of and in agreement with every step along the way. What's your net worth? Many advisors make the mistake of jumping right in and asking sensitive questions like, "What's your net worth?" and the like. I don't ever want to do that to my prospects. This isn't just about being clever or being a sly marketer. I sincerely believe that the better the relationship I establish with them, the better I can serve them, and coming out of the gate with direct personal questions doesn't help me do that. As with every step of the prospect process, think how you would want to be treated. Do you appreciate when a salesperson jumps right into personal questions that could potentially be used to pressure you into a decision? The trick is to not put people on the spot, but to still keep the information flowing so that you can figure out what side of the line they're on. To do this, I've developed a few gentle but probing phrases. For example, "Please tell me a little bit about your situation," or "What made you want to take the step of contacting a financial advisor? What are some of your financial concerns? Can you tell me, in round numbers, your annual income? Can you tell me the approximate balance of your retirement accounts?" If the prospect seems like a good fit, help them be confident they are in the right place. Try phrases such as, "Many of our clients are just like you," or "I've helped several clients in similar situations." Alternatively, you could ask, "Can you tell me about your strategy for claiming Social Security?" As with everything in this process, these phrases are not some kind of magic password to sales success. They will help only if you are 100% sincere. Then, once I've gathered the basic information and they seem like a good fit, I'll explain it like this. Based on what you've described, it sounds like we could potentially help with your goals. If it is okay with you, I'd be glad to take just a minute to explain how we help potential clients make an educated and informed decision about our firm. By the way, I've never had someone decline this request, but I still want their permission and their buy-in to proceed. Otherwise, I risk raising their defenses on what could otherwise feel like a sales pitch. This is when I give them my offer. Before you pay us $1 in fees or trust us with a penny of your nest egg, you need to make an educated and informed decision if the value we can provide to you is worth some multiple of our fee. This process starts with our phone call today, and the next step is a meeting together in our office. During that 1-hour meeting, I'll answer any questions you have, and I'll also ask a lot of my own questions to make sure I understand your goals and financial situation. At the end of the meeting, the only hard sell will be an invitation for me to do a no-cost, detailed analysis of your situation. I don't charge for this analysis because I want you to see exactly what we can do before you pay us a penny in fees. My analysis typically takes a few weeks, after which we will meet together a second time for me to present my recommendations and to answer your questions. As with the first meeting, there is nothing to buy, and I will insist that you go home and sleep on it before deciding how to proceed. Is this okay with you? When they agree to this process, I explain that I'm going to transfer them over to my office manager who handles all of our scheduling and who will provide them with a list of documents to bring to our first meeting so that we can make the best use of our time together. Before transferring the call, I ask one last time, what other questions or concerns can I answer for you today? With that, I hand them over to my team who takes the prospect to the next phase of the process. Let's take a look at how this conversation can go. The advisor, at exactly the allotted time. Mrs. Prospect, this is advisor. Is now still a good time for you? The prospect, wow, you are exactly on time. Yes, this time is perfect. Advisor, great. The purpose of this call is to see if we are potentially a fit for each other. Before I jump into my questions, let's start with any questions or concerns you have. Prospect, well, I want to retire next year, and I want to make sure I have enough money. Advisor, perfect. Nearly all of our clients are retired or close to it, so one of our main jobs is finding the answer to that question. Please tell me a bit more about your planned retirement. Prospect provides general details. Advisor, sounds like you've had an interesting career and that next year would be a great time to retire. So that I can get a better feel for your situation, can you tell me a little bit about your finances and your strategy for paying for retirement? The prospect then provides financial details. If the prospect is a good fit. Advisor, great news. We specialize exclusively in clients just like you. May I take just a minute to explain how we help people make an educated and informed decision about our firm? Prospect, of course. Advisor, thank you. While we help people retire all the time, this will be your only retirement, so it's essential you get it right, and a big part of that will be finding the right professional along the way. Because this decision is so important, we've designed a process you can use to evaluate our firm or any other firm you are considering. The first step is this phone call, where we do a quick assessment to make sure our specialty fits your needs, which it does. The next step will be a meeting in our office or on Zoom, where I'll have a lot of questions about your goals and finances. Of course, we'll have plenty of time to answer all of your questions. At the end of that meeting, there will be nothing to buy nor any paperwork to sign. The only hard sell will be me asking if you want us to create a one-page executive summary of what you need to do to have the best possible retirement. There is no cost for this process, as before you pay us $1 in fees or trust us with a penny of your nest egg, we want you to see exactly how we can help. Does this process sound okay to you? Prospect, sounds great, but what are your fees? Advisor, I'm glad you asked about fees, as the financial world has made a science around hiding their fees. Our fee depends on the complexity of your situation, but more importantly, the value we can provide, as it only makes sense to hire an advisor if the value they provide is worth some multiple of their fee. As part of doing our no-cost financial planning, we will clearly detail our fees should we agree to work together. Any other questions? Prospect, not right now. Advisor, perfect. I'm going to pass you over to our relationship manager who will schedule a time for us to meet and provide you with a list of documents to bring so we can make the best use of our time together.
I hope you've enjoyed this snippet from Deliver Massive Value, the Financial Advisor's Guide. If you want to listen to the rest of the book, you can go to Amazon.com to buy the Audible, or you can visit my website, MatthewJarvis.com, to download the first 2 chapters as a PDF, to buy the paperback version, which I'd be glad to sign for you, or to download a PDF version of the entire book. So that's MatthewJarvis.com or Amazon.com if you want the Kindle or Audible version. Happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife. The